Our scene begins where we last left off, with a wide-angle camera shot looking down on Triangle Square. The people of the 7th Ward clustered around the Vigilant, in the dark, limp with exhaustion, and the chant, 7th Ward strong, ringing through the streets. 7th Ward strong, 7th Ward strong. The chant fades, replaced by an ominous rising bass note. The camera zooms down through the people to the pavement, through the fissure still bisected by a hose, down through the rock into the cavern below, until we focus on a rock wall dripping with a mixture of dissolved foundry slag and melted akata cocoon, a blue, frothy goo that slides down the wall. The camera follows. The notes grow. The froth settles into pools, drips, swirls, and vanishes down cracks, crevices, holes, into blackness. Then we cut to a dark space, and we see the outline of a stone block. The camera swivels. We see it's a sarcophagus with the bas-relief outline of a dwarf in mail armor, great axe across his chest. Zoom to the face. Bearded, frowning, determined, with ruby eyes. A drip suddenly of blue goo on the cheek, and another this time on the nose, and another smearing the face. The stone of the lid begins to smoke because whatever was in the foundry slag is clearly acidic. And then, growl of stone on stone as the lid moves and the face shifts out of the camera eye. Hey, everybody.
Oh, hi.
It's Jay's grandfather.
Is that Bunty in the...
Welcome back to the Minus 20 podcast. My name is Jay. I am the GM and host of this game. We're playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
Ooh.
Oh,
Patooey.
Thank you.
We were all waiting for it.
Our homebrew campaign, Vigilante. I'm here with Holly.
If you're wondering why Diana said Jay's grandfather, it's because Jay was entertaining us, and I use that in air quotes, with grandfather jokes before we started today. And I play Serafina. Welcome. Welcome.
Hi. I'm here with John.
Oh, hey, I don't have a fun little anecdote or story about sarcophaguses, so I'm just John, and I play Marth.
I'm here with James.
Wouldn't the beard have fallen off? Because, like,
If
it was just bones,
it's
like,
etched in stone.
Oh, okay, I missed that. I thought it was like hitting the skeleton.
Yeah, bas-relief is that kind of raised etching on stone. So it's like an outline of this dwarven warrior.
Old-timey, like, crusader
Yes.
sarcophagi.
Yes.
Also, don't all dwarves have beards? Including the women?
Even the lady dwarf.
Yeah.
I felt it was still worth calling out, because, it's a prominent feature.
I feel like if you talk about dwarves, you have to mention their beard. Otherwise, that's like not acknowledging like the elephant in the room, and they all want to hear how awesome their beard is.
Fair.
That's Nate.
Hi.
Hail and
I don't
well
have
met.
an awesome
Hail and well
beard.
met.
Hail and well met.
And of course, Diana.
I play Kira. I also don't have an awesome beard.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm not gonna lie, the whole idea of beards that have the little beads in them, that's pretty awesome.
That is.
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
Oh yeah, if I had an
beard?
awesome beard, I would have a Viking beard. I'd definitely throw some stuff in there.
Cool. Are you considering, James? You got
Oh
a
no, I
little
can't
beard
do
going.
any longer than this.
Okay.
I do have a beard, by the way.
Yeah. I can get pretty long. I don't like to because then food gets caught in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
That was something really crude. I'm so sorry.
Do share. We could always cut it out if it's really crude.
I'm not a fan of kissing beards, and I just imagine it like it's like a dog's butt. Just you're trying to get through. Never mind.
What?
Yeah. I mean, if the breath is stinky enough, I suppose.
Not all intrusive thoughts need to be vocalized.
That's why I wasn't going to say it. I was just laughing to myself about it.
Better question is why that's the first thing you go to. Like that means that you have a frame of reference.
That's why I stopped, because it's like too far down the rabbit hole. There's no frame of reference. It's
Like your
just,
frame of reference isn't like I had a kiwi once. It's
yeah, it's not.
It's like kissing a dog's butt. Okay.
Ask me how
That's
I
great.
know.
Cut it all out. Cut it all out.
I bet you're wondering how I got in this
That's
situation.
right. So, thanks for that lovely band. This is our 50th episode.
Yeah, thanks for that.
50.
Nice round number. Anyways, I'm going to boot it over to Holly to talk up, because we do have Patreon and all that. Holly, talk it up.
Okay, well, I totally didn't script anything, so this is going to be completely off the cuff. But yeah, we have a Patreon.
Yeah.
It's really cool. We have stuff in it, like Jay's column, This Dungeon Life. We have the Hot Dish, which is my personal favorite, which is when we sit around and talk about the episodes, talk about our character development, things like that. And we also have Odd Jobs, which is a series of one-shots that have different characters, different players, kind of mix it up. It's a little more lighthearted, a little less like civil service oriented, maybe.
Yeah.
We have, different games that we play.
Yeah. Not so far, right? Or
Well, we are planning our next one will be Mothership,
yeah.
which is I'm pretty psyched to play.
Yeah, so check it out. It's really it's fun, and we would love to see you over there.
Woo!
Some of the content is free.
Yep,
Like Jay's column.
that's right.
But you get what you pay for, so.
We also
Oh.
I'm going to go weep in the
Ouch.
corner now.
Also, thanks for listening.
Yeah, and
Thanks for being around this long.
That's right.
Yeah. For those of you who've been here, awesome. Thank you.
Brutal.
Well, maybe someday I'll do that column I keep threatening about how to create a character that is the most annoying to your
Oh,
GM.
yeah. That would be amazing.
But I've never GM'd, so I don't really know. It's based on my perception of what is most
You
annoying.
definitely have annoyed GMs.
I know. I mean, that's my authority. But I don't know if I'm really min-maxing my
min-maxing
annoyance. So
I think you probably would get it pretty good.
it's an innate skill that
That's
I
right.
have. It's a part of my class.
That's right. It's funny because somehow it got on record that I hate doing the talk with plants, but I actually love it. But I think it's funny that everyone thinks I hate it. So
I kind of abused it in Strahd, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I talked to a lot of
the birds and stuff.
Goats.
the goats. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, the goats. I forgot
Really
about the
forgot
goats.
about the goats. Oh, my poor goats.
Yes, we had a recurring goat theme in The Curse of Strahd with the vampire goats that followed Holly's character around. That was pretty good.
That's the risk of playing a druid, I guess.
Yep. What happened? You freed the goats and they all got killed by vampires and came back as vampire
Yeah,
spawn. I
that
believe.
was it.
Yes, and
That
they
was it. I meant
sought
well.
Holly for revenge.
I meant well. Poor Torian.
Oh, that was good. That was a good one. Anyways, 50th episode, which coincidentally, this was not planned at all. This is the first episode of the second book of our campaign, Vigilante. We will have a bit of a shift here as hopefully you'll notice some new themes going on or a new gameplay, new things going on in the 7th Ward. So we'll talk about some of that later in this episode. But yeah, what a coincidence, eh? 50th, second book. So for those that aren't big Pathfinder players, Paizo, the creator of this game, typically when they have Adventure Pass, they release it in a 6-book format. So when designing this, I followed their structure, figuring they knew better how to write one of these than I do. So cool. So first of all, after last session, when you guys finally took care of the Akata, the day of the Akata, you washed the Akata out of the cavern below the 7th Ward and ended the Reign of Terror. You guys leveled up. You're now level 4.
Yes.
So before we go into the leveling, I should warn people that this is going to be a large part of this is going to be like house cleaning. We're going to talk about leveling. We're going to talk about purchasing and buying. We're going to talk about kind of some new rules we'll see in book 2. Yeah, there'll be, at the end, there's going to be some incredibly stressful drama with Kira. It'll be great. So stick around
Diana,
for
the
that.
blood just strained out of her face.
That's right.
That's my bad sense of humor. He needs to kill me. Not even let me re-roll. Just sorry, Diana. Time to go.
So let's talk about leveling up. Let's first of all, I should mention everyone here has free archetype, which gives at every second level a free feat from a particular dedication. And I'm also giving out this level of free vigilante feat. So we'll talk about which feats you guys took. But first, let's go over kind of what you did to level up and what you're expecting to get out of this level. So let's start with Nate. What did the warden take at level 4?
I'll lead off with, we had made the decision to give continual recovery to
yes.
those of us who are medics.
Thanks.
So
I just want to give a little background to this. The rules as written in Pathfinder is you can only do treat wounds once per hour. And then you can take a feat called continual recovery that says you can do it once per 10 minutes. I dislike the original rule a little bit. It doesn't make sense because everyone has to take continual recovery.
But Jay, Pathfinder isn't fallible. You can't do this.
It's either that or ward medic.
This is a bit of a homebrew thing. I think some games do this. So the rules of the world no longer apply. It only takes 10 minutes to do treat wounds. So it's not that you get continual recovery. It's that in our world of Vigilante, it only takes 10 minutes to do treat wounds. Go ahead, Nate. Sorry.
Yeah, so instead of that, Shep's got fleet. So he gets 5 extra feet of movement.
Oh, boy.
Seeing that he does a lot of running and is going to be doing a lot more running, it just made sense to take that.
What's that, extra 5 feet of movement?
Yep, per movement, like action, he gets extra 5 feet. That's going to be really helpful because it definitely adds up, especially if he's doing things like sudden charge or his shiny new archetype feat called Doctor's Visitation, which is pretty sweet. It lets me use a single action to stride and treat wounds in the same, or battle medicine, in the same action. So if someone's getting pummeled now 30 feet away from me, Shep can run all the way over there and battle medicine in the same action. He also took the skill feat treat condition. So now instead of just healing people, he can reduce clumsy, enfeeble, or sickened, which we seem to tend to pick up conditions quite a bit. And the cool part about Doctor's Visitation is I can run 30 feet and do treat condition now if I wanted to. And then the last thing he's got is Intimidating Strike. So for 2 actions, as long as I hit, they're feared 1 or frightened 1.
And on a critical, it's frightened 2.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
So a lot more things to do, mostly in combat, but being able to treat condition outside as well is going to be pretty handy.
I like those 2 action strikes that you get as fighter or barbarian because, right, oftentimes you're like, well, what am I going to do with my 3rd action, right? Like, so this kind of answers that question. You can attempt something cool with that sort of 3rd action.
Yeah, and Shep's not particularly charismatic, so he's a lot less likely to be able to just use that last action to do an intimidate. So now he just hits things again and hopefully makes him scared.
Which Vigilante feat did you take?
I think there was one clear winner. We had a subset of choices.
Yeah.
We didn't have everything, and he took Harsh Judgment. And it only makes sense to do that with him, where he targets a creature, basically kind of like declaring them as
your condemned foe.
Yep. And you get extra.
It's always Utia, no matter what book we're in.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't know if she survived. Like, she could have been a Katamito for all we know.
That's true. But yeah, that'll be really helpful. Gives a couple extra points to perception if you're trying to find them, intimidate them. There's going to be a lot of running down and hack and slashing people.
When I saw that, I'm like, oh, that Shep's going to take that.
Yeah, it leads to behead. I think it was behead or decapitate, one of the 2.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thematically is on point. So,
what did Marth get at this level?
The biggest thing that most of what Marth got was about mobility, where the big one is I get the class feat tandem movement. So now me and Arya can both move with 1 action instead of having to spend 2 actions just to try and get us in position. And to go with that, I got the rogue archetype, took basic trickery, which gives me one of the rogue feats, which I took mobility, which makes it so as long as I only move like half of my distance, then I don't provoke opportunity attacks or whatever we call them in this game. So
Reactive strike. Yeah.
So that means that I can, with this tandem movement thing now, I can do a little more like I can move both in, do a flanking action, do a thing, and then I can move back out without drawing the big attacks. So that's handy. And for skill feat, I finally took Bon Mot. Bringing people's will saves down is kind of fantastic, particularly with a character that is all about debuffs and such. Speaking of which, when I get into like the spells, I previous level did Blood Vendetta, but now for this one I took Horrifying Blood Loss.
Oh god.
So the general idea is that I want to make people bleed along with caltrops.
Yeah.
And once I can make people bleed, then I can make them all sorts of full of fear. And at later levels, I can do it for not just the one person, but to the whole group. So,
Wow. So they have blood spurting out, and then with the horrifying blood loss, they freak out about it. Which
exactly.
To be
it doesn't
fair.
seem like you need a spell for that. That's just
you would like to think.
Freaking out is a free action.
nice. Yeah, that's. I'm noticing some themes going on here. That's
Did you?
Cool.
What was your vigilante?
Oh yeah, the vigilante.
Yeah, so the
feat.
vigilante
Yeah.
one. From our little subset, I took the Voice of Authority, which,
You use on the orphans.
yes, I'm going to use it on the orphans. Easily command the attention of others, and when the time comes to turn threats into action, your authoritative voice causes foes to falter.
Yeah.
Your voice can be heard by any creatures within 300 feet if you wish, and if you roll intimidation for initiative on the first round of combat, creatures that haven't acted yet are off guard to you.
That will
That's huge.
hopefully provoke John into trying to insult or terrify his enemies before combat begins.
It's kind of fun because with the rogue dedication, one of the first things that you get is surprise attack, which says that if people haven't acted yet in the initiative and I rolled stealth for it, then they're off guard. So I'm quickly piling up things that are, whatever I roll for initiative, they're off guard to me.
That's awesome.
But what did Bo/VV get?
Oh, yeah. He got the opportunity to make Gunslinger less awful when it comes to action economy, and is going to take running reload. So basically I can reload as I'm taking either a stride, a step, or a sneak. So very similar to my push one, except now I can actually move a little bit, so get better positioning when instead of that, oh, do I want to move or do I want to reload? So now I don't have to make that choice anymore. Second is the skill feat Rolling Landing. So anytime that I fall but don't take damage, so kind of goes with my cat's fall feat, where I can take off so much of that damage, then I can also make half of a stride as part of getting up, and then like kind of plays into the acrobatics part of it a little bit. And then lastly is the Sniping Duo dedication, where I get a partner, someone in the group, and we basically help each other in battle.
How does that work?
I guess we'll find out. won't
Okay.
we?
Yeah. What about your...
Don't bury the lead there, Jay. No.
Sorry. What about the vigilante feat?
And the Vigilante feat, I will also be taking Voice of Authority for two reasons. One, I think later on you get one where you can kind of tell bystanders to kind of get out of the way, and I feel like that's definitely kind of Bo is more,
Yeah.
like in a situation where in a fight he's more concerned about bystanders than anything. And then also just reading the prerequisites, like we get it for Vigilante, but apparently there's also, if you're a member of the Grey Gardeners,
Yeah.
you could get this. And I think Bo would make a great Grey Gardener. Being a plant, being old, that just sounds like I'm going to use this to try to get into said organization of planters.
It's a Big Edie, Little Edie, and Bo.
Yes.
Yeah. No, the Grey Gardener is it's like a faction thing in Galarian. It's having to do, I think, with, I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's from...
No, if I go to the Fifth Ward, there's a bunch of very senior citizen individuals that want to garden it, and I want in on that.
So in the Paizo lore, and we can do whatever. In the Paizo lore,
I know it's a real thing, and I'm sure it's
Yeah.
way different than what I'm doing, but that's...
they are executioners.
Yep.
Oh,
They're like the assassins.
But Grey Gardeners should be old planters.
like silver sneakers.
yeah.
They are planting things.
Oh, no.
And it is
They're planting
morally
bodies.
right.
What is planting if not putting things in the ground?
Oh, that's
That's
fair. Done. And what is a fertilizer if not a corpse?
Right.
So,
That's funny.
Ooh, it's getting real dark in here, guys.
what? He's talking about executioners.
Halle.
Well, where do I start?
What'd you take?
I took. So for my vigilante feat, I took the really exciting Safe House
Talk to us about Safe
With Denzel.
House.
with Denzel. No, as I said in the chat, it's more like Panic Room with Jodie Foster. So it is. I can establish a room the size of 2 10-foot cubes. It takes a week of downtime to do it, though, so it's not one of those like, oh, I'll pop this up and let's hide inside it. But it is basically a hidden room. I figure she's a mom, she has a kid. If the worst comes to the worst, she's going to want somewhere to put her child where she knows that she'll be safe. So, but it's, as Jay also pointed out, it's only going to be in the extremity, because otherwise Echo would have a lot of questions about it.
Right. We should say that probably, well, we'll see when we start, retouch base with the game. You'll have the downtime already passed, so you can have the safe house.
I just can't pop it up somewhere else if we need it.
Right.
So I figure it'll be in the back garden, and I'll keep my costume in there.
You can slip out of the house and change there,
Yeah, so that I'm not walking out the door in my sorry, I'm going trick-or-treating.
Well, I am excited.
So wait, Echo's going to walk in on your outfit then?
She can't show it to Echo, or Echo will show all her
Well, I
friends.
mean, what am I going to do? Put it in the middle of triangle square? I mean...
Yeah, in the well. You jump down the well, and then it's that anime sequence where you end up
That's my
getting put into
phone
a
booth.
Robot.
It's like a phone booth, and I go in there and I change.
Go put it in that sarcophagus that's no longer occupied.
There we go. Yeah, it's open.
Yeah, empty space. And so that uses my deception bonus to avoid detection. So as my skill increase, I am now trained in deception, which I was not before. And then I took the Oracle feat, Foretell Harm, which means if I do damage with a spell, then the enemy the next round at the start of their turn takes a certain amount of extra damage of the same type. And it's random, like suddenly they catch on fire.
Yeah, right. Whatever. It's the same damage that you did to them in the previous round. That's a free action, I should say.
Oh, free action.
it's a
Sorry,
free
I
action.
thought it was a reaction.
No, it's a free action. So, and also, what's cool about this, Holly and I talked about this before, is that it affects all the enemies that you harmed last round. So if you have an area of effect spell and like hit 5 enemies, all 5 would take that damage as a free action.
That's
at the
pretty
beginning of
sweet.
their turn.
Yeah. Jay doesn't line up the enemies anymore for me, though, so...
You got to get some burst spells.
And then, as part of my Blessed One dedication that I took at level 2, I now have Blessed Sacrifice, which means I can take damage. If one of my allies is damaged, I can take that damage myself instead. Up to 3 points or something.
Yeah, and it heightens as you go up in level. Focus spells also elevate with your level, similar to cantrips. So at this point, being level 4, that would be a level 2 spell, which means, and it heightens every level, so it is 6 points of damage. Yep.
With my really robust hit point pool of 44.
Yeah. I was gonna, you know what? We never talk about hit points in AC. Let's go around the table just real quick. What's your hit points in AC, Holly?
44, and my AC is 20.
How about for Ghost and Arya? Ghost and the Wraith.
Well, my HP is 52, and my AC is 19, and Arya is also 19.
And you are sharing that hit point pool with Arya.
Yep, it's awesome.
It's something.
What's VV?
44 HP and 21 AC.
Nice. How about Shepherd?
Actually, kind of an average, 56 HP and 20 AC.
Nice. And what
For-
about Kira Pen?
44 hit points, 19 AC.
So basically 19's the magic number.
All right, so that's leveling. We got
You
a little
didn't talk
house.
to Kira, did you?
Oh, I didn't. I mentioned Kira, right?
No.
Oh my God.
What did she
I got you,
take?
girl.
Thanks, I'll go real quick.
Yeah, she was the most important one, man.
She's the
How
most
could you
important
forget her?
one.
Okay, my skill increase, I became an expert in stealth.
All right.
My vigilante dedication, I also took the harsh judgment like Shepherd. My free archetype, I picked fake it till you make it.
Ooh, what's
So
that?
When I
What?
assume a role, like my cousin Imelda,
Yeah.
I pick 2 skills
miss
associated with that role.
Yeah.
And if I'm untrained, I can use my level as a proficiency bonus.
Oh, that's
And
good.
I gain a +1 circumstance bonus to skill checks.
Nice.
So pretty cool. For skill feat, I picked intimidating glare, so I can do my demoralize if they cannot hear me.
oh yeah, which you've.
Yes,
Tried
which
a
I
lot,
try
yeah.
to do all the time. So now I can do it. And then my class feat, I'm super excited. It's shared stratagem.
Okay.
So when I devise a stratagem and attack somebody with it, I get to pick an ally, and that creature is off guard to that ally that I chose.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm sorry, it'll be Shep, guys.
I mean,
Probably every time.
Well, what if he's like somewhere else, like he's in the bathroom or something?
I'll still pick Shep. He'll
That's
get
right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got so many options. Out of curiosity, if you made a target off guard to Marth, does Arya get the off guard
I'd imagine.
as well? Because it's character, right?
They pool only certain things,
Oh.
and that's hit points and movement actions. I think other things that target a specific entity that doesn't affect either of those things would go to the specific entity.
Gotcha.
I would have to
So
target
in that
Arya.
case, you'd have to target the particular manifestation, whether it's the fleshy one or the spirit one.
Don't worry. If we're wrong, someone will comment on YouTube.
Yeah. That's how I'm going to rule it. I think it makes sense given the other limitations and advantages to the summoner class.
Like it.
All right. We've got some house cleaning to do. So real quick, we had one item that wasn't identified, and I just kind of gave it to the party. If you recall.
He's like, I'll tell
need
you
your-
what it is.
No.
We don't
The reason
need
I
your
gave it to the
charity
party is
day.
because several days have passed, and there's no reason to roll this thing every day. So obviously you'd get it sooner or later, and it was a consumable called Clockwork Goggles, which grants the wearer 10 minutes of dark vision. But we have a bunch of things in the party stash. Real quick about the party stash, this is a foundry thing where you can throw items and money into like a shared window. In games, we definitely have abused it as kind of like a pseudo bag of holding or whatever. Going forward in the game, if you grab something in encounter, you'll have to put it on one of yourselves. Like if you have something in downtime, we can use this as where you're putting stuff in the lair. But we shouldn't abuse this in game because how much bulk you have, what you're carrying matters in the game. But we do have a bunch of stuff that we need to distribute in the stash. There was some money. I think you guys split that up, right? There's a dark vision elixir, moderate. But most importantly, you guys found a cape of justice. I believe in that little cavern where that predatory tentacle creature was a few episodes back. This is a cape that allows you to like cast a shuriken at someone, or you can produce manacles from the cape and fling them at a medium or small bipedal creature within 30 feet, and then they get manacled. And then there's also a rolling, like you designate a creature as your offender and you can sort of chase them down. It goes along with the feat that Nate took, for example. Who wants this? Discuss. Or we could do a roll off if more than one person wants it.
I think the caveat on that cape is that you need to have met the creature, or they have to be so well known that you just know them. So probably not Shep.
And it says if 24 hours pass without you either slaying or capturing that person, you have a -1 penalty to perception checks for the next 24 hours.
Yeah. So this is one that someone would be used to hunt down a particular person.
I mean, we have an investigator.
Yeah.
So do I have to have somebody checked, or can
No.
it be like Grogan, where all of a sudden I have a vested interest in Grogan, so I decide,
Yeah, you
To
get to
attune my
choose who and when that invested person is.
well, can it go over my leather jacket?
Absolutely.
Does anybody else want it?
I mean, I think I imagine to be a pretty cool, like, scarlet jacket that would go really well with a black jacket.
I'm the worst person with items because I just look at the gold value and I always just rather have gold.
You'd rather have the 50 gold?
Would I get all 50 gold? I wouldn't.
This-
No, I'll take the cape if we think we'll get use out of it.
I mean, if you just took Intimidating Glare, it gives you a bonus to demoralize
Right,
them.
that's what I mean. I just kind of took a +1 bonus, and that's on everybody.
Only the vest. I think. Oh, is it everyone?
Well, I'm saying intimidating glare, or
Yeah. Intimidating
anyways.
glare doesn't give you a bonus to intimidate. It allows you to intimidate creatures that don't understand your
harsh
language.
judgment. Harsh judgment that I just took
Yeah.
gives me the +1.
Yep. So this is an item bonus. What's harsh judgment bonus?
That's the vigilante
Right,
feat
but
that I
which-
just
Is
took.
it a circumstance
It'd be
bonus?
It's a
It'd be a
circumstance bonus. They
circumstance.
stack.
Also, the shuriken.
It is a circumstance bonus.
If it's your target, it's 2d4 plus 2 damage, and then on top of that, you get to do a demoralize for free if it
Okay,
hits
okay.
them.
You do that once per hour.
I did not scroll down and see the rest of this.
And you can put handcuffs on him and you can be the cop.
I will take the cape Can I
Yeah,
choose
this
what color it
does
is?
this does stack with your vigilante feat. So you would get a +3 to intimidate wearing this cape to the person that you invest.
So does that mean when you're in fox form, like you look like you're rabid or something? You know, you start foaming at the mouth and your eyes go red.
Can I make it like a really dark green, like so
Sure,
dark that it
yeah.
almost looks
it
black?
can be any color you want because we haven't really defined it.
All right, I'll take it. Thanks, guys.
Does
Kira
say
only
that it's
cares what it
almost
looks
black,
like.
well in shadows.
Oh, it does?
Oh, does it? Oh, perfect.
Red cape. Oh, it says
Yeah.
red cape, but we're
Got a red
ignoring that.
mandala.
We're ignoring
We can
that.
say green. I mean, this is our world, right? We can do whatever we want here. Who wants the dark vision elixir? Who wants the ability to see in the dark?
Cash money.
I mean, I don't have dark vision, so
You want it?
I'll take it.
And then finally, the clockwork goggles that also grant dark vision for 10 minutes.
And they're consumable, right?
They're consumable. So essentially, it's the same kind
Yeah.
of thing. Moderate is 1 hour. The goggles are 10 minutes.
I mean, the only reason why Shep would take it is if Serafina is also drinking her potion at the same time. So we're all sneaking through the dark, but you still don't have dark vision. So
You would have to swap out your goggles. You currently have
Yeah, I have obsidian goggles.
the obsidian goggles, which give you what? They give you plus one to
one to
perception check.
perception.
So that you'd have to remove that and put on the clockwork goggles.
Yeah, I'm keeping my obsidian. Shep's just saying even if he took the clockwork goggles, we couldn't all be in darkness because I'd still not be able to see.
Right.
yeah, it's an all or nothing, or you're alone and
But you
you're
could
using
keep it
them.
in case we get another something or other.
Just hold on to the back of my...
Yeah, we can keep
Cape.
that in the... I'm sorry, go ahead, Holly.
No, I mean, imagining we're in the darkness and Kira can't see anything. It's like, just hold on to the back of my coat.
Yeah,
Follow
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Shep's probably also the worst at sneaking out of the whole group.
Yeah.
So like if we're in the darkness trying to be quiet and sneak, he might as well just be 60 feet away or something like that.
We can absolutely leave this. If you don't want to sell it, we can leave it in the, quote, lair in the party stash. I think that's fine. In case there is a stealth mission or something you need. Or
That makes sense.
any other notable purchases that you guys made since last session? I think there was some shopping going on. I saw some. Who's got some?
I don't really have anything except that I did pay to have the potency rune transferred from the +1 dagger that we found, and I put it on my belladonna dagger that my dad gave me when I was 16.
Is that the first time we heard the name of the dagger?
Yeah.
Talk to us. Talk to us.
My dad made weapons, fine weapons, custom made. And so for my 16th birthday, he gave me this beautiful dagger that has carved on it vines and flowers and berries and everything. He never intended me to use it because we were living a cushy life back then.
Yeah.
And then it has a, I can't remember what kind of like gemstone in the hilt. I can't remember now which one I said it was, but it'll come to me.
So is it just called belladonna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deadly Nightshade. But that was too long, so.
So it's now a +1 dagger.
Yep. Not that I will ever use it, but I've got it.
John, did you get anything in this shopping spree?
Yeah, so first off, I did the very basic thing of I bought some lockpicks
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because turns out we probably need that at some point.
Yep.
Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, so I bought the hand wraps of Mighty Blows.
Oh, cool.
So it basically gives a +1 potency rune for the unarmed attacks, which transfers over to Arya, which is great. And it has the ability to have runes attached to it, which I have this mentalist staff that I'm thinking I might sell that and use that money to get a striking rune to put onto those hand wraps.
Ah.
So that then, I can try and keep up with Captain Bastard's sword.
Captain Bastards.
Did you already have a +1 dagger that you could move it from?
I gave the +1 dagger to somebody.
So you're leaning towards martial summoning.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, if Arya's her main thing is to do an unarmed attack, I should probably make it a worthwhile one.
Yeah.
Become a gish.
Yes.
Your +1, I think we took that rune and made my short bow +1.
I think that's where it went, yeah.
Yeah. How about Bo? What did Bo get in the shopping spree?
Bo's going to sell his Wolf Fang and his Jade Cat consumables and instead go get a formula for Glue Bullet so that I can start making those on the regular.
What does glue bullet do?
So Glue Bullet is a filled sticky clear glue. So in my case, I'm going to say this is a syrup bullet.
Yeah. Sap bullet.
Sap bullet.
Yeah.
And basically, whoever gets hit by it, if it's a regular hit, they take a 10-foot circumstance penalty to their speed
Oh, man.
for 2d4 rounds,
Yep.
or until they escape. Which I believe that to make the escape would waste an action, correct?
It does. That is correct. And it is attack action, so.
Yep. And then on a critical, it makes them immobilized
Ooh,
until they
wow.
escape.
Nice.
And then I don't have to worry about splash damage as much like I do with the other bullets, so hopefully I can get a little bit more control of the battlefield and less hitting whatever character Marth has in the way.
Nerfing movement is really powerful in this game. Nice. That's cool. How about Nate? What did Shep buy? Shep with his pocket full of cash.
Yeah, liquidated some stuff. And Shep has healer's gloves now. So that gives him another +1 item bonus to medicine checks. And then once per day, he can use the healer's touch to get another 2d6 +7 hit points when he is just a heal. It doesn't have to be part of it, like a...
All you do is touch him. It's kind of like lay on hands kind of thing. It's
Yeah, a mini lay on hands.
Combination soothe spell. That's cool.
It does say that it's a vitality effect. I'm sure that'll come up at some point, but
you can't harm. It says you can't harm undead with the healing.
yeah, it's not as cool as like it's
Lay on
definitely
hands.
like a light version of lay on hands. So,
Yeah.
but we do a lot of healing, so it's gonna be useful.
People get hurt in this game. It's wild. Diana, what did Kira get?
Kira bought a potency rune for her rapier.
Ooh.
So now her rapier and her short bow are +1. And then she also bought a healing potion.
All right, so I think we established already you guys have a vendor. We're not going to role play it out, but you would have gone to him, that crazy little gnome dude who, it's like a
In
fence.
the warehouse,
Yeah. In the warehouse district, you would have probably sent Shep and who went down? Marth, I think.
Marth, yeah.
To negotiate stuff, and we'll revisit him at some point. He's a fun character, but I want to get that out of the way as quickly as possible, because one thing we're going to be doing in this second book is a subsystem I'm calling ward management. It's hopefully a simpler system than like kingdom management and stuff. So right now, obviously, the ward is in chaos. The leadership is lacking. The axes are gone. Boss Hatchet is gone. The town guard is probably as good as gone, right? Like there's nobody left in the ward to kind of guide it. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to not necessarily solve the problems of the Seventh Ward. This subsystem isn't meant for you to turn it into like a paradise, but to shape it after your image, if that makes sense. To influence it.
Orphans, rise up!
Basically what'll happen, I don't want to get too in the weeds, hopefully we'll see it as we go, but basically what's happens is at a milestone point in this book, I will present you with a series of events that happens, and you can affect a limited amount of them. So it'll be either 4 or 5 events per milestone, and you can affect 2 of them. Additionally, any individual player can also choose an event to influence, but they have to spend all their hero points to get the opportunity. Okay, so it is risky. What that means, if you make the roll and you critically fail it, you can't re-roll it. So the way I've set up the means of you guys influencing these activities, I'm giving you actions, like group actions to do. There's 4 basic ones. Patrol, which is pretty self-explanatory. Investigate. Outreach/influence, so you can go and talk with community leaders or whatever and try to establish some kind of new structure or give people ideas or give them solutions to problems. And the last one is invest. You can spend gold on the problem. I thought that'd be the least popular.
That's what Marth's for. He'll come up with the money somehow.
That's what real life is for.
Just take another bribe.
Whoa.
So basically each event will come up with a DC that I set in my brain. Might change based on the skill used. It's similar to like the skill checks we do. I present you with the event. You guys pick which skill you'll do. For the group ones, all 5 of you have to roll. All 5 of you have to pick a skill. I didn't put this in the notes which you guys are reading, but every skill has to be different. So in order to succeed, you have to succeed at least 3 of the 5. To critically succeed, either all 5 of you make the skill check, or there's 3 critical successes. Similar with a failure, if you guys don't get the 3 successes, it's a failure. And if you get 3 critically fail, then you critically fail.
Do we all start with 1 hero point right now? The new
No,
book?
so you used all your hero points in the last session, right?
But it's a new
I
book.
have one.
It's a new book. It's not a multiple
Okay,
4.
okay.
However,
Then
when
I
I was
did
going to
not.
give out my hero points, I was going to give you all 1 hero.
Oh, okay.
So yes, you have.
That's
a hero
right. I
point.
did use my hero point to because I had a nat 1 when I prayed to Pharasma, and that would have been really bad.
So most of these events, when you address them or something will result of it, it may not show up for an episode or 2 or, later on. Something may, I may describe what happens immediately, whatever. Basically, I'm tracking the health of the ward on 4 stats: safety, stability, public trust, and heat. Heat is like, are you aggravating groups or people who want to do something bad to you? So I'm keeping those scores in secret because I also want you to think about the events and not the scores, right? Because I think that's more interesting narratively. As the scores change, it'll be pretty clear what's going on because, if you have a really low score on something, it'll be pretty serious.
Bed bugs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
I think maybe we'll find out.
Yeah.
Just tell us what to roll.
Absolutely. So, with that out of the way, I think it's about time to get back into the world of our game. Last we left off, you guys had just cleared out the Akata from their cavern. Couple of notes. First, people of the 7th Ward now unquestionably love you.
Hooray.
We are also, coincidentally or not coincidentally, doing away with the reputation system. Your reputation in the 7th Ward is assured. You saved them. You did it publicly. You organized people. You were side by side with, all people from all walks of life in this ward, and essentially thwarted this danger.
Yeah, but John and I were in our daytime personas.
Right, but there was enough of you running around.
There's
Enough
critical mass.
vigilante.
Okay.
It was unanimous.
So immediately, the next morning, there's one thing we have to do with VV, right? We have some roles to do for VV.
Oh, I can't keep my Akata baby?
Oh.
Yes.
We've already
Oh my
delivered
God.
one too many babies in
Yes.
this campaign.
So yeah, one
Kira, you got
particular
this.
character who was working through the night trying to set up the hose to wash off the Akata cocoons felt unusually fatigued when he woke up on the last morning. So we're going to go to the next morning. Go ahead and make me that fortitude roll I just threw into the chat.
You said this was disease, right?
It is a disease, that's correct.
I'm going to help.
I don't think you guys even know he has it at this point. Did you discuss this with
Well, I think
anybody?
I would have known the tongue going
Yeah,
down
you got
my
tongue
Yeah,
punched.
yeah.
vessel's throat.
Right, but you didn't even address the disease. You
Yeah,
just
have you
worked
taken
right
a
through
test
it.
yet?
Would you
Do
have
you
talked about it with your
confirmed?
other? Yeah.
Show
Like it
us
never
the
came
pink
up in
lines.
the game. So at this
You
point,
tell me, do I...
you tell me, would your character
No,
have shared
you...
it with...
No, I'm kidding.
You tell me, would he have shared it with Shep that you're not feeling well?
Yeah, if I wasn't feeling well.
Okay.
You've been burping up grape juice every morning.
Did you have it too? You just saved a roll?
Yeah, she
I
was
thought
you
pregnant
saved.
too.
We had two
No,
people.
I think I saved.
Yeah. It was James who failed, and I believe twice. And you are now drained.
Twins.
Twice for the 2 lines on your test.
All right, so Shep is going to... I think you have to spend 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to spend the day with Vivi tending to his disease. Where is this taking place?
In the ward, probably.
Sure, but
The-
where in the ward?
Streets,
I meant
so
like,
everyone can see.
Middle of Triangle Square.
The clinic.
Oh, the
Oh.
clinic? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's
So it's still
There's
VV and VV shape.
The free clinic.
Oh,
that
no,
everybody
I would
goes
still be able to go... Wait, if I trans back to Bo, does it go away?
to.
No.
You just go in your
Okay.
wine
No,
shop.
no,
I would
no.
still
Go in your
show up as
wine shop.
Bo then.
Okay, you would show up the clinic as
Yeah.
well. Okay.
because I think right after that fight happened, I did medicine checks on both of these people, and I found out that I couldn't fix it in the moment.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
that's true.
And I have shown up at the clinic in the warden's form.
You're going to treat him as warden in the clinic? No, you're going to treat him as shepherd in the clinic. Okay.
Yeah,
So you
but
guys probably
people are
talk-
familiar with me either way.
Yeah, you probably meet me in 5 at the clinic and I'll work on you. Okay. So give me a medicine check first, shepherd. That's
16.
a 4 or a 16.
First roll of the new book.
That is a failure. So no bonus
Way
to
to
this
set
check.
the tone.
It's all uphill from here, guys.
All right, James, give me that fortitude save. I posted in the chat. Or you can just roll it freely.
Yeah, nat 20 will do it.
it's
24,
gonna be
29.
BB's book.
Hell yeah.
You're fine. You
Yeah, as I like to think Shep's like digging around in this thing, and I'm like, no, don't move that. That's awkward. And I'm like, oh, there
Bad
it is. And I
touch,
just
bad
kind of
touch.
pluck it out myself.
Yeah. You were at stage 2. You go down to stage 0. You effectively kill this little parasite in your body. Nice.
You rip it out and crush it in your hand.
I was like, I've known this body for a better part of a century. I know what's supposed to be there.
So other things that happen in the immediate aftermath of that event, besides the healing of Bo, is that the other wards descend on the 7th ward with elements of their town guard. The council has organized an emergency town guard to come in and restore order to the 7th ward.
Martial
Are
law.
the other town guards better than the 7th Ward town guard?
You don't know.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You mean like as in quality and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like the ones in the upper class wards are very good,
Okay.
right? Higher level, better trained. Whether they're as corrupt or not, you don't know. They show up. They restore a kind of rough safety system, but it's mostly centered around Triangle Square. The tenements, they don't go in very often, and they're not very effective there.
How much of the population died? Because we established the old city guard was like wiped out. The hammers were wiped out.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
you killed the hammers personally.
Yeah. But like,
I think
I'm
we
just
don't
talking
need
about,
the
like-
passive voice in this case. I think we know who killed
yeah,
it.
the old, those are like two factions that are effectively gone or
The
entities.
hammers are gone.
The city guard ran away, like a lot of them, right?
A lot of the town guard ran away, but a lot of them were also killed with the Akata fights because they were also
true.
setting up. Like they assisted Kira and were running around. I think we established last episode they were working in disorganized knots, and then Kira kind of rounded them up to organize them. So a lot of them died in the fighting. Chief Slack was arrested, and he was sent to the Black Fort.
What? Why?
Chief Slack was arrested.
He
You're
was
not.
on the take, wasn't he? Or we don't know.
This comes out in the Hammer and Tongs after a couple of days. But yeah, Chief Slack was arrested. The town guard is in shambles. A lot of them are dead. A lot of them, they have no leader anymore. The official word is that Boss Hatchet died, was killed by the Akata. That's the official from this council guard. The council guard went into Boss Hatchet's office and they went down the stairs and stuff. And you don't know exactly what happened, but you did see like a load of bricks come in. Do you think what they did from your observations is they bricked up the entrance to this temple?
Did Officer Frisky make it?
Yeah, he's got a big gash. There were still some Akata loose. There weren't as many. It took a couple of days to hunt down the remaining Akata, and a couple days more after that to take care of all the Akata, the ones that animated the bodies. So as you can imagine, right, like every once in a while, this body would lurch through the streets. The town guard organized a burial party. So they built a pit at the edge of town and put a mass grave of all the dead and burned them before they interred them to make sure that these little Akata fetuses were destroyed. Yeah, that's pretty much the main things that happened in the few days after we have our events of the last episode.
There was a lot of, so around Boss Hatchet's office, a lot of the general population got destroyed because that's where the Akata first broke out. But then as you got further from that point, how much of the general population were affected? Were they able to go into hiding and it was really the town's guard that was fighting and dying? Or did it demolish 50% of the population of Triangle Square?
Oh, how many, like what percent? It probably wasn't, it's probably only like 5%. And that would be a lot, right? If that. So, it wasn't like a massive, like half the ward was killed. I think we discussed before there are thousands of people in this ward. So it was hundreds and hundreds of people, right? It's a lot of bodies. They also created a lot of destruction. Things were broken in the fight. The Akata were pretty beefy compared to people, like doors are busted. Some shops came down. Some fires started. During the crisis, they weren't able to organize fire brigades as easily as they would if there weren't murderous blue tentacled dog creatures running through the streets, injecting their proboscises down people's throats.
Ugh.
Martha, you have the journals from Boss Hatchet, right?
Oh, yeah.
You going to give those to the newspaper or share those with the newspaper?
I think I probably need to go through them and see what I can give to them. And then I also have all of my own records.
So the Hammer and Tongs comes out with an issue a few days after. I should mention, too, we only talked very briefly about the article that came out after the battle at the jail. On the day of the Akata, a newspaper was distributed. People didn't read it as much as the other, but there was a big article written from first-person point of view from inside the jail as this was going on. Somehow the Hammer and Tongs got a reporter in the jail.
We knew they had
reporting from
Yeah,
inside.
that was
we saw her.
the lady, right?
Yeah, we knew they had a town guard outfit when we walked into the newspaper
right.
place.
This reporter, her name is Cornelia Blythemark, wrote the piece, and you think she's the reporter that dressed up as the town guard and went inside.
And she was going through papers on the desk, right?
We
Like
saw
during
her.
the trial.
Yeah.
So she also released some quoting from some of the prosecutions about what their case was. Essentially, it was very weak. It was based on confessions that they made. And for example, Rudy Tooties was just him saying Rudy Tootie. And they were like, okay, so if you agree, say Rudy Tootie. And he would say, that kind of thing.
Railroaded.
Yeah. So it was clear that the case was railroaded. She doesn't say it outright. She just reports factually on the case. But it is a pretty big expose on the day of. When the Hammer and Tongs comes out a couple of days later, the reporters interviewed the council and the town guard, and Chief Slack was arrested for framing the fake vigilant. There are some cases of fraud and prosecutorial malfeasance. Boss Hatchet is never mentioned in any of those reports. And then there's a big obituary of Boss Hatchet talking about all of his accomplishments as council member of the 7th Ward. The construction that took place, the foundry taking off where he organized the shipping stuff, all that thing. Like he essentially praising him for being the founding father of the 7th Ward.
Because people loved him.
People loved him. And so
He died
there's
a
a
hero.
black border around the article. So we come to your events. Where we pick up is probably a week or two later, which would be the beginning of Fantasy June. So I have 5 events for you. They are as follows. Event number 1, crime in the tenements. Because the council guard is focusing their patrols on Triangle Square, in the tenements, crime is rising rapidly. There's burglary, robbery, smuggling, and extortion. The second thing is there's a food shortage in the ward. The Akata attack disrupted the everyday work of feeding the ward, so there isn't much to give to the people, and they are beginning to get desperate. The third thing is that crime is spilling over to the 4th Ward. There's a spree of burglary and petty theft reported in Ward 4. We talked about Ward 4 before. That's where Serafina's father worked. It's kind of like the higher class, if you will, middle class of the city. So it's kind of fancier shops and stuff like that.
And like artisans and stuff, right?
Exactly. So there's been a rash of burglary in those artisan shops. The residents of the Ward 4 blame the 7th Ward for their crime problem. The fourth thing is that the foundry shut down. It hasn't started back up yet. You're not sure why, but it remains closed. It has something to do with the Akata attack. People are not working, which means they're also not earning. And the last one is price gouging. With the shortage of food and the lack of other basic necessities in the ward, shops in the black market are raising their prices dramatically. So, you get to affect or work on 2 of these issues as a group. What do you want to do?
I feel like fixing the food problem might help some of the crime, and then possibly opening the foundry as the second one. If people have money and food, then maybe they won't be doing crime.
I'd agree.
Shep's going to take a hard line on crime in the tenements.
Do we all have to agree on that too?
Yep.
I would say I would back off the foundry and second the crime in the tenements.
Got to protect the little people. And then I agree with the food. Those who control the food control pretty much everything, because people get real desperate when they can't eat, and they'll beg, borrow, steal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Serafina definitely the tenements. She knows these people. And yeah, I think the food shortage is pretty, we got to fix that before we can fix everything else.
All right, so let's start with crime in the tenements. Again, your 4 actions are patrol, investigate, invest, and influence.
And we
Patrol.
all choose individually what we're doing?
No,
or
as a
what?
group, you choose one of
okay.
those actions. So obviously the 2 here are maybe patrol and the diplomatic solution. Diplomatic solution would be to arrange like a ward watch group. Patrol would be to go and hands-on take care of the criminals. I think that's a big difference between the 2 options here before you.
Our party's going to be kind of split on the 2 options.
You might be surprised, where while normally I am all about the diplomatic approach, in this instance, since we don't have, you can't diplomacy out of food shortage.
Yeah.
Crime is up because of lots of other issues, and no matter, it's not like we're taking out like some other group that's doing it. It's the common people that are desperate. So trying to have them patrol themselves is, I think, not going to work so well. So I would say in this one instance, Marth would be like, hey, we might need to do some patrolling.
And plus, if we fix crime here, there's less of a case in the 4th ward that it's coming from us. Plus, they're the affluent ones, and we just were told their town guard were way better than ours. So not to say it's their problem to fix, but at least remove the excuse from our side that if it is running rampant in our ward, fix that. Plus, Shep would be principally invested in making sure the little guys are safe and sound and not being exploited again with this power vacuum.
And it's also important for our vigilante reputation-ish. I know we're not doing the system anymore, but probably would be good that we are seen keeping
Still
order.
taking an interest, yeah.
I think people would probably think it would be a failure of the vigilantes to not protect them against the crime versus like there's a food shortage. Why didn't the vigilantes fix that? Like that's more of
Daytime persona.
Yeah, that or like the new governing body here that's coming in. Like, where's our food?
So we are patrolling as the Vigilant.
All right. So we can have a cool montage of you guys, working together or individually, going through the streets and swooping down in the alley when the guys are like mugging the lady for her purse, right? Halt. So what I'll have is, I think for patrolling is usually like physical attributes like athletics or acrobatics. I would also allow 1 weapon strike as a roll in this. Yeah, go ahead and pick your skills you'll use. I assume you're going to give the weapon strike to Shep or the warden. What are the rest of you going to do? Let's just go around the table. You pick your skill and roll it. So let's start with Shep.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against a plus 12.
Roll it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Use your hero point.
I don't have a hero point.
Everybody's got one.
Tell me what that was before we...
Well, okay, so sorry, natural 1.
Natural 1.
And we established that's a terrible thing to roll for these, so...
You can't argue against it.
Absolutely will use my hero point.
Didn't you know what he rolled by the 5 uh-ohs?
25 total.
That is a success. Dinah, what is Kira Penn going to use?
Can I
for this
argue
check?
with you?
Yeah.
You can't argue with me.
Could I argue
Yeah.
to use a society check because with my society experience, I would know where they might be hiding out?
Yeah, sure. We're in agreement. That's
Do
cool.
you have underworld lore?
I do.
You could use that as well.
My society's higher.
Usually DCs for lore checks are lower, but society will work.
What is keen recollection? Could I use that? I do know what it is. Sorry. It says, I recall pertinent facts on topics that aren't your specialty, your proficiency bonus to untrained skill. So I'd have to be untrained in the skill check.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Plus, you should
Sorry.
be pretty well versed on crime in the 7th
true.
ward.
All right.
Yeah.
I was trying to grab.
Oh,
All right. 19 on the
19.
die for a 31.
31 is a success.
Just a
good.
success.
That's 2 successes. Need 1 more to succeed this check. Holly, what is Serafina doing to assist the patrolling?
I would like to argue that I'm using intimidation.
Yeah, that's great.
Lurking around with my skull
I love it.
hanging out.
I love it.
With your mom voice.
I don't even need the voice. I have the glare. Ooh, that's a 4. I'm going to use my hero point.
You have another one of these coming up, and we don't get a hero point again until episode... We just gave one out for 49, so...
Hotel 53.
And we just
53.
need 1 more success out of
Okay.
Us,
Then I'm not
right?
going to
Yep.
re-roll it.
Yeah.
So that was a 14. That is a failure.
We just didn't want his critical failure.
Yeah, that's true.
I can take the athletics one.
All right, let's do it. BV scaling the walls, jumping down, right? He's the one that jumps down from the top of the wall.
8 for dirty 20.
That is a fail.
Oh. All right.
It's
all
on you, Marth.
Wow.
No pressure.
I mean, Ghost.
Me on the
Ghost,
worst
Ghost.
roll.
Which one is he?
He's Ghost.
Why is he the
Everything
ghost?
hinges on this
Doesn't make
one
sense.
roll from
Okay.
John. I mean, crime is fine, you know?
Okay, so I can use acrobatics, but I would make an argument for I'd like to use stealth
Okay,
for, sipping in and out of shadows,
Yeah.
being,
I'd take it.
all right. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Well, that's an
You're gonna have to
18.
use it, you're
So
gonna have to use
wouldn't you know it, I'm going to have to use that hero point.
All right. Let's go, John. You got this, buddy. GM's luck on this
Didn't you
roll.
say we can opt to use our hero point to just succeed?
No.
What did you say
No,
about
that was
I
for
said
the
you can
individual.
use all of your hero point. Oh, wait.
There we
There we
go.
go.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
17 for 27.
That is a success. That's 3 successes. You guys succeed this action. What I said is you can use all of your remaining hero points to choose an event to influence as an individual.
Oh, okay. All right.
Cool. And I should mention, this is not going to happen today, but some of these might spur like actual encounters or scenes and things like that too. So cool. Okay. Yeah, that was a success. So you guys successfully patrol the 7th Ward tenements and bring down the worst of the crime for sure. Well done. Well done. Now let's
We're
hit
watching you
the
crime.
food shortage. Again, which of the actions are you going to use to address the food shortage? Patrol, influence, invest, or what was the 4th one?
We could invest or investigate.
Investigate, right.
I am definitely voting for influence.
But we don't know what's wrong with the food yet.
Well, it's not about the food.
Are they hoarding
it's
it?
supply chain.
Yeah, it's a supply chain problem, yeah.
And again, community organizer.
Logistics.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Okay. Any naysayers to that? Any rebuttal?
Influence the supply chain.
All right, let's start with Marth this time. What are you going to do to influence the supply chain improvements? Boy, this is a rousing game
Yes,
of
yes.
Pathfinder.
All right. So the pretty obvious one, I'm going to go for diplomacy.
Okay. So yeah, you were out there talking with various civic leaders, trying to get them to refocus their efforts from one thing to another to this food shortage.
I feel like Martha's in a weird position as kind of like the last man standing out of the 7th Ward office. So he has to do a lot of diplomacy with all these other ones coming in. But all right, let's see what we got. That would be 19 for a 29.
That is a critical success. The DC for this one is a little bit lower than the crime.
Nice.
So that is a critical success.
I know how to do my one job.
Yeah. Do you get the various folks in your, from the office who to talk to and stuff and sort of emphasizing the importance of feeding the people in order to provide stability for the 7th Ward? You get a lot of, nodding and like people invested in this problem. Holly, let's go the reverse order. What would you like to do to influence this?
Can I use medicine to try to determine which foods do we need to work? Like
nutritional thing?
Nutritional things to okay, they release people need the protein first. We can deal with the potato chips later.
Keep them from getting screwed.
I'm basically RFK Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You got to talk in much different voice.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry. We're not doing politics here. Anyways,
Okay.
go.
All right. I'm not rolling great.
That is
but
a
it's
success.
A success. So a 9 for a 19.
That is a success. Yeah, they're short on fresh vegetables and fruits.
Okay. Scurvy.
Scurvy problem.
Oh, no.
And meat, fresh meat.
There's plenty of rats.
That's right. Diana,
Can I
what
do
is
society again?
and what are you going to do with it?
Well, I'm going to influence the society.
She's gonna do a marketing campaign with the new food
Society.
pyramid.
Yeah.
And rats are actually really high in
I'm going to
protein.
create a
Insects.
food shelf for people that have extra of something they don't need, but they need something else, kind of like a trading
a
expo.
trading. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Let's do that. That's sort of you create a hub where people can, yep.
13 on the die for 25.
That is a success. Shepherd.
Yeah, so seeing that we run the soup kitchen and the clinic. Shep is really good at surviving on a whole lot of nothing.
Oh, that's true.
So I was debating using survival because you can use it to scrounge for food. I mean, he would take all of his hardtack rations and break them up and put them into soup. So
And that's not going to feed the 7th ward. But
No.
I know
It's
what you
not,
mean.
but,
Yeah,
like, he's going to help try to stretch the food as much as he can.
He's
There's
got those rent week recipes,
yeah.
the
A lot of beans and-
recipes.
With
Beans and
whatever's in your
rice.
closet,
Oh,
what meals
yeah.
you could
so
make.
good.
Yeah,
And
there is
terrible.
a downtime activity called subsist,
Yeah.
which is
Oh, yeah. Okay.
which is pretty much just living on nothing and surviving.
So you want to do a survival check? I'm all about that. Let's do it.
Yeah, so he'll try something to like that effect to see if he can help teach others to do as much as they can with as little as they have.
Roll it.
17 on the die for a total of 26.
That is a
Nice.
success. Yeah, you've putting out recipes. Shep's hardtack soup. Right. Yeah.
We swear it's not dog.
If you
Yeah.
soak it, it's not so bad.
Right. You send parties out to, or you organize parties to gather dandelion leaves from outside the city walls.
Shep is probably has a good idea of what's edible and what'll kill you at this point, or at least poison you. So he passes the sniff check on a lot of things.
James, what's Bo Poncho doing?
I'll go physically harvest.
Okay.
So I'll go out to the fields and start just pulling.
Nature or athletics?
The one guy who's made of actual food and he still has to roll.
That's right. Yeah, he has a roll survival check.
I'm going to
Apparently.
Are people
14.
starting to look at him with those like hungry eyes?
Right, like cartoon where the guy appears on the plate as a chicken or whatever. They look at Shep and see a bowl of grapes.
Yeah, the Gold Rush, Charlie Chaplin.
14 is a failure.
Yeah, I can't harvest fast enough.
Unfortunately, if you had succeeded, that would have been a critical success for this. But as it was, it is a success. Between all of your efforts, you do manage to curb the worst of the famine. People are getting enough to eat.
Guys, we're so good. We are good at this.
Yeah.
Don't say that out loud.
With that, I think we'll close the curtains there. We'll catch up Kira's next session of the Minus 20 podcast.
Bye.
Listening.
Bye.
Bye.
We move through the blocks when the sun drops low. Black mask, steel hearts, that's how we roll. Every corner got a devil trying to claim his space. But we break those axes, keep them off our base. Third person view, but we living it real. Street prophets with a purpose make the wicked ones kneel. Fire breathing demons try to torch our hood. We stand as the barrier between evil and good. Community first, the code we live by. War protect us to the day that we die. No capes on our backs, but we heroes just the same. Fighting in the alleys where nobody knows our name. Be the ones who hold the line when darkness falls and stars don't shine. Vigilante justice in the dead of night, breaking demon weapons by the street light. Every soul we save is worth the risk we take. Heavy is the burden for the people's sake. They don't see us coming, but they feel the change. Mysterious guardians keeping safe their range. From the projects to the avenue, we make our rounds. Silent as the wind, deadly as the sounds of axes hitting pavement when we break their grip. Demons lose their power when we make them slip. War defenders, that's what we claim to be. Fighting for the innocent, keeping our city free. We the ones who hold the line when darkness falls and stars don't shine.